Good day, Mandawihanons. Good day to our friends in the Department of Education, our learners, and most especially our viewers. Welcome to Mandaway Season 3. This is DepEd Mandaway's initiative that brings us closer to you, our dear clienteles. I am Attorney Marinel, your host for today's episode. And for today, we will talk about Bidlisiw Foundation. We will get to know more about their story, their mission, and how their work connects with the Department of Education to support our learners. With us here today, and we are very much privileged to have him, is a dedicated leader of Bidlisiw Foundation Incorporated. Here on my left is Mr. Jessie Sevillano, the training officer of Bidlisiw Foundation Incorporated. Sir Jim, can you share a few opening words to our viewers in Mandaway?
Yes, thank you, Attorney Marinel. And on behalf of Bidlisiw, we are very honored to be invited and featured for this Mandaway program of DepEd.
Actually, we're so thankful for your presence in today's episode for Mandaway. The Department of Education, which has the mandate to support our learners, I believe has a collaboration with Bidlisiw. But we would like to get to know Bidlisiw Foundation more in today's episode. So the big question karon, Sir Jim, kung saan yun ng Bidlisiw, what is the thrust of this organization?
Yes, Bidlisiw is a social development non-government organization. The foundation is operating in Region 7 and Region 6 in Iloilo City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And actually, we have started together with InterAid, a French NGO, way back in March 1989. And then it's only in 1994 that the foundation is turned over to become a fully Filipino managed non-government organization. So they named Bidlisiw Foundation. Bidlisiw is just a Visayan term, meaning the rays of the early morning sun.
Wow, nice.
Because our founders and volunteers wanted that the foundation will be a symbolism of hope, especially to those marginalized children and families, and of course communities. Here in Mandaway, our main office is in Look, Barangay Look, Mandaway City. And then we have also we're also stationed in Gizu, Mandaway, and we have offices in Cebu City and Iloilo City.
Wow! So I noticed, sir, you coined a term, if I'm not mistaken, social development non-government organization. What does that term mean, sir? Social development non-government organization.
Yes, as a development oriented organization, we look into supporting individuals or families that are in need. Especially our target groups right now are those we call children and families in need of special protection. Before we started with work informal settlers, until now we have target, or we are catering our services for those children and families in need of special protection. So they are most of them, they are children and families who are poor, and as well as they have issues that needs help and support from Bidlisiw.
So if I understand correctly, sir, ang focus sa inyong organization is helping these families and children who need the special protection.
Yes.
When we talk about special protection, from what protection man siya focus, sir? Any type of protection like violence, poverty, ana siya nga type of kanang trust?
Usually, now these children and families are vulnerable to like abuse and exploitation.
Okay.
So, we start with helping the children, and of course it will follow their parents and the community. So these children, for example, they are survivors of trafficking. Those who have issues with using illegal drugs, and right now there are new issues, like for example those who are engaged in online sexual exploitation.
Oh yes.
Online sexual exploited children, and basically all children that in need in special protection. So they are not just children who are belong to like poor communities, but there's also another layer of issues that they are facing.
That's correct. So the initial na target ninyo nga beneficiaries is really the children themselves, sir.
Yes.
But in order to address the kanang concerns and issues of the children, na siya holistic nga approach, which is to also assist their families and the communities kung asa sila located.
Yes, because Bidlisiw Foundation is community-based, no? So meaning we are not housing, or we are not having shelters. So we do our activities and programs in the community.
So adto mo sa mga barangays,
yes,
mga location gyud.
Adto gid sa ilahang barangay.
Oh. Okay. Going back sa imong na-share nga history, sir, nakay giingon nga you were involved or collaborating with a French organization before, and then eventually karon Bidlisiw has become a completely Filipino nga organization.
Yes.
What does it mean, sir? Kanang karon you are supported by Filipino kanang personnel lang, or even foreigners can also help fund the Bidlisiw Foundation?
Yeah. When it started, no, so those French NGO named InterAid.
InterAid,
Yes,
okay.
they help with the formation and organization of the foundation. So right now it is fully Filipino managed, and we are supported with different foreign donors.
Wow.
For our advocacies and for our services and program.
Wow. So that means it's also, although gidala siya sa mga Filipinos, but we are being helped by other stakeholders, even from those gawas
Yes.
sa Philippines.
Wow.
And then you also shared, sir, nga kanang you are handling communities within Region 6 and Region 7. Is there a special reason nga ng Region 6 lang o Region 7?
We are introduced. We are based here in Region 7. No, but we started our operation in Iloilo because of that. During Typhoon Yolanda.
Oh.
Yes. So because one of our programs is also responding to those children during emergencies. So we started
During typhoons,
yes.
disaster.
So we started our response in the northern Iloilo, in Estancia. Till later on, we also found some opportunities to support in Iloilo City. So right now we are actively doing also our programs and services in Iloilo City.
So kalbaw ka mo Ilonggo, sir?
No.
Pure Bisaya day
We
kaya,
have
sir.
our team in Iloilo. They are also locals in Iloilo.
Oh.
So they are, of course, they can best relate.
Yes,
to the
correct.
locality.
So kanang in the spirit of kanang sa communities, or mas easier man gyud if they know the same or they speak the same language. That's good kay at least regions, you started with Region 6 during the time of Yolanda, pero karon you are also flourishing here in Region 7, especially diri sa Mandaway. Kay naamoy mga gihelp gyud nga communities diri sa Mandaway. Can you share with us?
But originally,
Yes.
dinigit ta sa
Sa
Region 7.
Oh, sa Region 7.
The type of typhoon, the post-typhoon response, wala to ni open o kana ang opportunity for us to support and help our neighboring region sa
diri daig gyud ta sa Region 7, but because of the incident of Yolanda, we were able to expand and proceed to Region 6.
Yes.
And then maybe eventually in the near future, sir, mo expand na sa in other regions if time and opportunity permits.
Yes. If ever we will be maybe given the opportunity, so that is a possibility.
Yes, that's wonderful kay kanang there are a lot of children that is really needing our assistance, no? So karon sir, Bidlisiw is a very active non-government organization helping social development mga causes. In terms of DepEd, how did you come to have that collaboration with the Department of Education, sir?
When we start our programs in a specific LGU, so we always see to it that we will be accredited with the LGU, and we also conduct some courtesy calls with the NGAs or the government agencies that we will be working with. No, and most especially the Department of Education, because our focus is working with children. No, so ang importante kayo that we work with and coordinate with Department of Education. No, because not just in our activities, not just in the field or in the communities. No, so we also see to it that we are in coordination with DepEd for also with their recommendations, with work that we have, so we can maybe complement with each other and have our resources spent in a way complementing.
Yes.
We can maximize our resources.
Correct. Correct, sir. And I actually agree nga. When we address the situations of children, part na gyud na sa ilaha ang education aspect, sad sir. So even these kids, these children are also learners and students. So murag diha gyud mo come in ang mandate ni Department of Education. So probably that's why also nga mo take part gyud mi sa any projects and programs ninyo nga ginahandle sa Bidlisiw. That's so nice kay kami sa DepEd part na sana sa amo ang murag kanang requirement nga there are linkages with other stakeholders, and kanang amo ang partnership with NGOs such as Bidlisiw. It actually, as what you've said, it allows us to kanang consolidate our resources, whether it be funds, whether it be personnel.
Yes.
Masabot na okay kani mo ni para ni sa kaning activity. So joint forces, nice synergy for both organizations.
Yes.
Okay, so now sir, now that you have a partnership with DepEd, can you share with us some of the programs, mga projects and activities ni Bidlisiw nga kanang you think is one of mga, probably I'm sure daghan na sila sir, no, but maybe kato lang mga major siguro ninyo nga mga programs and projects under Bidlisiw?
Yes. For our services, no, ang flagship nga program ni Bidlisiw gitawag nato og Child and Family Healing Recovery and Reintegration Program.
Wow.
No, CFHRR. So that's katong na mention ako ganina, attorney, nga maka-reach ta og mga qualified nga mga children nga pwede nga ato ang masuportahan, no, not just sa ilahang issues, no, like we provide like that's a whole year of activities for the children and the parents na apoy support for their educational pursuits, no.
Wow.
What we do as a development agency, it's not really a scholarship program, but our social workers will look into, no, the profiles of these beneficiaries, and we try to look into kung unsa mo'y mga areas nga asa dapit maka-support sa ilaha. No, so not really a standard scholarship, no, but needs based ang ato ang approach. And we also try to like do awareness raising efforts or campaigns, mga sensitization program no nga atong ipahigayon sa mga community kay dili po taganahan nga where they are staying in that particular community na ay mga dili nindot nga kana ang pagtan-aw ang mga taga-community sa ilaha no. So ganahan ta nga mas maksabot ang mga community sa ilang background or sa ilang sitwasyon no. And part of it, like for sure these children whether in school or out of school ato ang giportaran, and then like in school we provide or we kana in coordination with DepEd we provide programs no, like awareness raising, information drive ng mga campaign no. And right now part of our social mobilization and advocacy natay gitawag nga we form peer support groups no. And most of them they are in school children no? We develop kana future leaders in them. We acknowledge nga kana ang masayon bitaw ning mga bata mo disclose sa ila kaning mga kaedad nila.
Correct. That's true, sir.
Their peers makasayon sad kaayo nga makaibaw sila kung unsa moy situation sa ilang peers no? So and where DepEd comes in no, we always ask for the support of DepEd, like for example critical makaining mga activities nga kana ang atong gi-initiate nga kaybaw no, kinahanglan well coordinated with DepEd no, because there are activities and programs nga sometimes we do it outside of kana ang the schools no. So kana particular kayo taana because of our child protection policies.
That's correct, sir.
And like even we have so many experiences po na kana ang these the representatives of these peer support groups will be requested to represent our their organization outside of Cebu, no, pwede in Manila or in other parts of the country. So kana ang we always no look into the support of DepEd for that.
So daghan gid kayo, sir. Like
Yes.
I'm so amazed just listening sa imuhang mga gi-share nga projects, and these are just flagship projects ninyo, sir, no? So like katong sa community nga programs ninyo, you have information dissemination, and katong imong giingon nga peer support group. I'm quite curious about that. And then lastly kanang helping of the educational institutions in creating their child protection policy. So there is so many things that Bidlisiw is doing. Daghan kaayo sila gi-implement nga mga programs that will help and assist our students. And imuha na sang na-share, sir, how DepEd is able to collaborate with you, like by providing mga resource persons, no? Kung naamoy mga information dissemination nga campaign or even kanang pagbuhat sa ilang mga child protection policy. Kay syempre si DepEd nag-start ana and nag-require sad ana, so that they have the resource persons nga kanang pwede maka-give of information regarding that. I'm also curious lang sad, sir, how does this, because there are different facets of social issues nga inyong gi-address, unsay mechanism or organization diha within the Bidlisiw in order nga ma-address gyud ni inyong mga target nga mga issues nga inyohang nakitan? Unsay mechanism ninyo internally when it comes to handling these mga projects nga inyohang ginapang facilitate?
Of course during our project development no, nagid tay study nga himo ana in some of the communities nga ato ang gi-identify. Somehow na musugod na siya, like for example when we talk about trafficking or child trafficking, siguro na ay mga recent news nga dunay mga victims nga na documented. There are ma-establish pod nga kana ang nga mga areas nga makaingon ta nga areas that could possibly kana ang nga makapamugna og mga like for example trafficking, no? So like for example kani nga mga areas they have dagko nga mga entertainment establishments,
mga red light district.
Yes, red light districts na apoy mga they have ports, kaning mga ports because this is ang atoang situation biya kay isla-isla, so makana nga mga areas is mga bantayanan, so atong gi-capacitate ang mga LGU or mga import authorities nga kanang nag-coordinate pud nila to strengthen their kanaang services. Daghan no kanang gitawag na itong mga vulnerabilities, atong gilanto ang vulnerabilities sa communities. Kay we know nga naa naman na tay mga laws, na naman tay mga active LGUs nga nag-promote ana niya, but from time to time naagyo yung mga kanaang support nga needed sa ilang end, no, because for all we know ang kaning mga LGUs kay general issues ilang gipang cater, no, daghan kaayo nga services, no. So siguro na tay ang ato lang kalahian natay focus, no, mo promote mo tutok anang ani nga mga particular issues.
Yes. Okay.
Short break.
Bidlisiw Foundation Incorporated is a non-government organization that has been operating for over 30 years in Visayas, Philippines. Bidlisiw is registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and is also accredited by the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Philippines Council for NGO Certification, and the local government units where the foundation is operating. Bidlisiw is an old Visayan term which means the rays of the early morning sun. We envision to improve the quality of family and community life among Filipino children and their families. We focus on children and their families who are in need of special protection and young people in difficult circumstances and their families. Our programs and services are geared towards providing access, hope, and opportunities to the most marginalized sectors of the society. Bidlisiw uses the Child and Family Healing, Recovery, and Reintegration Framework, which is divided into 3 phases. The first part is the intervention for the children. The community-based mutual help for children in need of special protection aims to develop the child's personal resources. Once the child is enrolled in a program, they will undergo comprehensive case management. The second part is the intervention for the family. The family of the child will undergo the family development process, wherein the family is guided to improve internal functioning to help them help themselves. The last part of the intervention is geared towards the community. The purpose is to establish child protection structures and mechanisms at the community level. Aside from the CFHRR, Bidlisiw implements the Behavior Change Communication, or BCC. The Behavior Change Communication is a strategy conducted either through one-on-one or group that aims to understand deeper the issues of the target population. The guided group interaction with the children becomes the basis for the decision-making of the child's enrollment to the next service. Another support service is the Sustaining Educational Pursuits of CNSPs. This is a support service available to children enrolled in a CFHRR. This is not meant to be a scholarship program, but rather an augmentation support for educational needs of children to encourage them to go back to formal or non-formal school and prevent them from dropping out. The next support service is the Enhancing Self-Wage Employment Opportunity, or SWAO program, that provides various services to disadvantaged families in the form of vocational training, job readiness, access to company employment, generating and starting business ideas, and referral or support for business startup. Partnership with the private sector is an important element of this program. They are influenced and motivated to exercise corporate social responsibility by providing opportunities for employment or sharing some of their resources to support the cause of the foundation. The last program of the organization is social mobilization and advocacy work. This plays a vital role in establishing community-based protection structures and mechanisms through formation and capacity development of 3 significant players in the community, which are the community watch groups, school-based peer support groups, and barangay-based institutions. Over 30 years, Bidlisiw Foundation has operated in 3 provinces, 26 municipalities, 7 cities, has 250 plus dedicated current and previous staff, volunteers, and hundreds of donors and supporters. In the last 10 years, we have capacitated approximately 165,000 community members, assisted 7,000 poorest families, educated over 150,000 children on their rights, provided over 300 young people with economic opportunities. Over 10,000 children in need of special protection have been protected from abuse, recovered from life's adversities, provided educational support, and empowered. And the foundation has produced over 500 young leaders. Join us. Get involved.
And we're back.
Once na-identify na nato ang community, sir, now this time around, how do we start to come in and implement kaning atong mga gitawag nga programs for that specific the community? Unsay pamaagi na to? Do we go through the LGU? Do we go through the barangay? Unsa na to pagsulod ana nga community para ma-implement na to atong program?
Yes, no, dako punta og kanang i-allocate ana nga time for pag-introduce, no, sa kanang NGO to our partners, no? Like every barangay nga kung asa ta possibly maka-operate, no, we take the time to introduce Bidlisiw. At the same time, unsa mo expected nga kana ang mga programs and projects or activities nga atong panghimuon, no? So as much as possible, atong i-lay down gyud sa barangay, because sila mo'y permi pod nato nga collaborate, no, especially pag organize og mga ginagmay or dinagko nga activities in the community level. Yes, and we see to it nga naapod tay mga accreditation nga panghimuon sa city or municipality kung diin ta mag operate.
Yes.
And, even in DepEd, no, naapod tay mga memorandum of agreements nga i-undertake para kana ang established ang partnership and collaboration from the very beginning.
Yes.
Okay. These responsible agencies, you know, also wants to kanang look into sa ato ang kanaang programs and services before we implement it, no, and at the same time we ensure, no, because again later on we will be working together, we will be asking each other support, so from the very beginning we are level of nasa kanaang goal.
Yes,
implement.
Correct. So sakto na, sir, nga it really is important nga klaro na at the beginning what is the expectation from each of the parties, whether the LGU, from Bidlisiw, and even when it comes to DepEd in the collaboration, and that can be done through series of discussions, and then ato nang ma-legitimize sa ato ang memorandum of agreement, and then even after that mupadayon gihapon ta og collaborate sa ilaha kay naamang yun na along the way na yung mga new things that we need to implement based sa kato atong project. That's so nice kay at least dili lang siya mahuman, sir, ba nga you come in, butang nini mo ang project, bahala na ang barangay. So still you have to continue with kanang implementation of the project. And then now, sir, kung na-implement na, how do we ensure that the project sad nga atong gibutang sa communities or through our collaboration is effective, or maybe there's a need to improve or kanang expand kani nga project? Unsay way ni Bidlisiw to do that?
Particular po kahit ang aside from we wanted, no, to create a specific nga mga outcomes nga atong gitanaw sa ato ang project implementation is kanang ganahan pud ta nga or gusto pud atong gilantaw ang aspect of kanang sustainability. Yes, for example, usa sa nindot nga program nato dinhi sa kanaang Mandaway is when we started with the program for children abusing drugs, before, no, we created the program, and then atong gina-implement with our own, no, nga kanang mga reach nga mga beneficiaries or children, no. But and later on, we have presented, no, our project or our achievements sa LGU, and later on ni kanang ni labi na punta sa LGU og kaning mga possible nga maka-access ta og support, no, like for example budget, no, to run the another set or batch of kanaang program. And then Mandaway is very supportive, no, sa pagkanaang implement ani nga mga project. And then later on moabot sa point nga to capacitate or asking the LGU nga na ba sila yung mga manpower that we can train, because we wanted to transfer pod kaning technology, because we acknowledge nga the NGOs na alagid say kanaang time frame or specific period of time, 2 years, 4 years to stay, no, dili gid siya forever, because we will be naamong gitanaw nga timeline ng atong programs. So kana na to nga ipasa ang kaning mga projects o kaning the technology itself, no, kanang atong gimin ana kanang mga modules nga mga atong mga na-create, mga strategies nga pwede na tong mapasa, no. So later on, after siguro murabaw ato lang testingan pagsugod na this is kana ang working, no, this is effective. And then when we got the appreciation of the LGU, they started to support us. Later on, we conduct trainers where local officers or manpower of the LGU will be able to familiarize what we do, and then later on they
can run it by themselves. Or they can merge it or integrate it sa ilang mga existing mga kanaang programs and services, no. So muna itong gitinguha, no. So we try to look at kanaang strengthen our evaluation and monitoring para kanaang again ma-present nato or mapakita nato sa LGU nga this is worth it, no, sa resources nga inyong invest soon, no. Correct.
So kana and natay mga feedback mechanisms nga ga-establish po sa ato ang partners, no, sa community, and kana ang unsa pod mo ilang ikasulti, no, because kana we acknowledge pod nga from time to time, no, kana ang we always look into a process improvement sa ato ang kanang programs, no, kay dynamic man gid ta ngayon nga i-change, i-improve, no, always. Yeah.
That's a good thing that you're sharing, sir, kay sometimes na expectations na forever na si Bidlisiw to be there to facilitate and do this activities, but we understand nga there are also other communities that needing your assistance. So it's a good way nga mo transition gyud nga si Bidlisiw ang mag-handle, and then na transfer of transfer of technology, but it involves not just kanang the actual items but even the knowledge inyong i-transfer to the community para sakto to nga sila na mismo makapadagan sila kay part na sa ilahang sistema as an organization or as the governing body for that community. That's so nice. At least naagyo imong giingon ganina, sir, nga sustainability gani. Padayon gyud siya regardless kung wala na si Bidlisiw ditong dapita, padayon na gihapon ang gisugdan ni Bidlisiw and the partners nga mga programs. Right now, sir, you are collaborating with a lot of agencies, kanang governments, local governments. Why do you think it's important for us, kami, national government agency like DepEd, and for the LGU to collaborate sa ato ang mga non-government organizations? Unsay importance ana niya, sir?
if I remember, ako lang ma-recall no sharing sa among partner LGU no nga they said that it's very important nga there are na ang NGOs like Bidlisiw nga na ang nagtutok or nag-focus gyud usa ka particular nga kana ang for example issues or kana ang in the community tungod kay they also acknowledge nga daghan or og wide kaayo ang kanaang gina-cater sa kanaang mga LGU nga issues no kung moingon na ang kanang atong mga partners from CSWS or social welfare nga no of course ilang services are from womb to tomb
tinuod na siya sir
at least dire dapita no mura ba og there is another layer of support no support for our LGU nga kana ang to strengthen no this kana ang area no nga for example in the aspect of child protection and for sure NGOs are not meant to kana ang replace no or kana ang to cover og unsa moy mga existing mga programs and services sa LGU
yes
no? But sometimes to fill in the gap no kana ang kung asa ta pwede nga makasuporta sa ato government yeah so kana siguro that's the hope of kanang every NGO nga in the future no nga ang NGOs will not be needed anymore. Okay, para kay this is not just the government's work but the responsibility of
the whole
of the whole community
yes.
nga kana ang capable ta nga mulantaw kung sa moy panginahanglan dili lang sa kanang mga ato ang kagalingon sa mga kabataan, sa mga pamilya nga kabangonon but sa tibuok natong komunidad.
That's good to realize sir sakto jud ka kay sometimes kanang daghan sa kadaghan nga i-cover sa atong government although that's their mandate there are things nga left behind probably and there is that NGO nga pwede nga maka-fill in sa imong giingon nga possible gap nga ni-exist ana and focus siya to address that situation. And yes, it would be a wonderful goal for us nga maabot ang panahon nga dili na gyud ta manginahanglan og kanang mga other resources kay kaya na nato as a community to address whatever situation or issues nga atong makit-an diha sa ato ang kanang environment, social environment. And then next sir, based on your experience with collaborating specifically na lang to DepEd sir, how do you think we can strengthen the linkage and partnership with the NGOs such as Bidlisiw and together with DepEd? Unsa na to pag-strengthen sa atong partnership kaha sir?
Right now daghan na mga kahit tag mga work no together.
Yes, that's true.
Siguro ang tanaw is continue ang kaniang nindot nga collaboration because again there is kana ang maximization of resources. Maybe there will be times to or kana ang occasions that we always look into each other's mga programs or services in the future nga asa ta nga mas kana ang collaborate pa more aside from the kanang existing efforts nga ato ng mga kanaang gipanghimo.
Correct.
Yes. And because right now in our experience no that has been very supportive and accommodating and is always there with us no, sa kanaang in every time na naatay na ang projects or activities nga paghimuon.
Yes. That's amazing to hear nga kanang despite the many things nga ato anang na-collaborate DepEd and Bidlisiw is there's still a room wherein we can continue and kanang create a stronger partnership and linkage between each other. And then last question na lang ninako, sir. If there's a dream that you have for the Filipino learner, in behalf as one of the officers of Bidlisiw, what is your dream for our Filipino learner?
As a whole, no, murag ka na ang usa ka safe nga komunidad kung diin gilantaw permi, no, ang or gi-upheld permi ang mga tungod sa mga kabataan, no, especially sa ilahang pag-develop, no, isip ka na ang usa ka estudyante or learner, and also in the aspect of protection, no, nga kana ang kung diin atong mga kabataan walay mga kabalaka, no, sa ilahang pagtungha sa mga eskwelahan, sa ilahang kanang journey padung sa ilang eskwelahan, basically to for them to be able to develop their full potential.
Correct.
Supported by the many actors in the community, the NGOs, the schools, the government, the adults in the community.
Yes.
Mahimo nilang makabot ang ilang ug discover ang ilang full potential.
And I think kana siyang feelings or ma-achieve na if they feel safe and protected within their own community. So that's so nice. Kay even in DepEd, sir, that's one of our goal to create a child-friendly and child-protecting environment within the schools. So that's a really wonderful dream for Bidlisiw and even for DepEd. And again, thank you so much for coming, Sir Jim, to Mandaway. Thank you so much for sharing your time sa Amua. And then we're so thankful, not just because you're here with us, but salamat sad kaayo for the partnership with DepEd. We thank Bidlisiw for all that you're doing sa ato ang mga children who are learners also sa Department of Education. Salamat kay Sir. Do you have any final words to our viewers, our children, our parents, and anyone in the community? Basin nakaganahan i-share pa, sir.
Sa atong mga kaigsuunan, sa atong mga interested nga who wants to get to know more Bidlisiw, now we have our Facebook page, Bidlisiw Foundation Inc. Philippines, and also Bidlisiw Foundation, our website bidlisivfoundation.org, no? So and you can also visit us at ang mga offices, no? If you want to know more about our programs and services.
Yes.
So Bidlisiw kausa, no, sa DepEd, sa atong mga LGU sa pagkanaang pag-promote, no, sa development, protection, and for our Filipino children.
Wow, that's so nice. So thank you again, Sir Jim, and thank you to our viewers, to our parents, again to our teachers and to our learners. Salamat sa inyong pagtanaw sa ato ang episode today. This has been Attorney Marinel Oro, your host for today. And ubani kami pagbalik dinhi sa atong programa nga puno sa kasayuran og pagkat-on. Kini ang, sir, you have to do this with us, our, unsa na siya? Signage? Hand signals when kini ang Mandaway. Manda nya igway, sir, ana. So ingon ako, kini ang Mandaway nya kaysa Mandaway daghang pamaagi. Sige, we'll do this together, Sir Jim, ha. Sige, balik ko, ha. So ubani kami pagbalik dinhi sa programang puno sa kasayuran ug pagkat-on. Kini ang Mandaway kaysa Mandaway daghang pamaagi.